Hi, welcome to the channel. I really enjoy playing Horus Heresy and I don't mind admitting it. I also love 40k, but they fit into different parts of my hobby life. 40k has faction variety, it's a game that works best for competitive play, and it's also fun and tactical. Horus Heresy feels more like a war game, and it works fantastically well on big narrative tables. And for me, the rules feel like they've got greater realism, if that's a thing. Like things blowing up, like being stuck in melee, and then some weapons not being able to hurt certain units. But there's a problem in Horus Heresy, and I think GW need to solve it. It's the vehicle problem. Let me explain the problems first, and whilst they are problems, some of them I don't actually mind. Vehicles are restricted in their shooting. They have firing arcs, which can sometimes be unrealistic. Shooting degrades the further they move, even though non-vehicles don't have any of these problems, and things like dreadnoughts can shoot however they want. The associated part of this is that vehicle shooting at most takes a wound off units, but those units shooting back can each individually cripple the vehicle. 5 las cannons can't kill a dreadnought, but 1 las cannon can explode a many 100-point vehicle. Vehicles have a damage table for penetrating hits. Everything does something negative to the vehicle, and generally it's degrading its shooting. The worst part is exploding the vehicle with a lucky roll. On one side of the game with non-vehicles, they have wounds, saves, and non-degrading profiles. Then for vehicles, there are no saves and damage that permanently impacts them. But not every gun can explode a vehicle, but the fact a single gunshot can dramatically impact them, when other units losing a wound to a single shot can keep running at 100%. This effectively means there's a big imbalance in the rules. I've had a game where the first shots of my opponent go straight through and explode a vehicle.
And 5s will glance it and 6s will pen again. I do! It's a 6! It's an explosion! First shot in the game, 1 shot at a spot.
It does seem strange that a tank can't get an armor save, but an infantry model can. Vehicle reactions are limited. They can't do meaningful shooting reactions unlike everything else in the game. You also have to be careful what you shoot at because of the possibility of return fire that can kill you. I mistakenly shot at a las cannon squad once and the return fire was devastating.
That's 8 wounds. Thunderhawk is on 1 hull point remaining.
Vehicles all explode and do so with the same intensity. It's strange that a Rhino transport blows up with as much force as a heavily armoured tank. The explosions are also capable of insta-killing models, so a Rhino as a transport can be dangerous for your units. And for the points, vehicles are priced too highly when you consider all their shortcomings. Now I've talked about the problems, I actually like that vehicles blow up and to some extent like the damage tables, as it creates a narrative in the game, and the problem is that nothing else does this. More units should have a damage table, and when things blow up they should be proportional to what the vehicle is. Not everything should have a strength 8 explosion that can wipe out infantry easily, especially when you consider some Mechanicum units that do more damage when they blow up than in melee. The same applies for degrading stat lines as well. Fine to have, but there should be some more parity across other units to make it more fair. Vehicles should have some kind of save, just to avoid bolters taking out the rear armour of a Rhino, but it doesn't stop the big anti-tank guns. Vehicles should be able to do reactions. I think it's reasonable that they aren't as quick or as accurate in returning fire, but perhaps they still should be able to do it. If you charge some javelins, they can murder you in Overwatch easily because they're cavalry, but really they are vehicles. So please GW, fix vehicles by giving them a save, let them react, and particularly give other vehicles damage tables and degrading profiles to make it fair. I'd like to know what you think about Horus Heresy and how much you play it, so let me know in the comments, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.